Imagine waking up one day to find your Bitcoin is no longer secure, not because of a hack, but because the math protecting it has been broken. Right now, governments and companies are already copying and storing encrypted data, waiting for the day quantum computers can actually crack it. Here's the twist. About a quarter of a Bitcoin supply still sits in older address formats that are most exposed. So the biggest risk to Bitcoin isn't its price swings, it's whether its cryptography survives the quantum future. Let's break down the threats and the new shield developers are racing to build. Bitcoin security comes from digital signatures. You can think of them as digital locks and keys. The specific lock Bitcoin uses is called ECDSA. It's Bitcoin's elliptic curve cryptography. It proves you own your Bitcoin without exposing your private key or seed phrase. The problem? Quantum computers can eventually run a method called Shor's algorithm that could pick these locks way faster than any normal computer. Now, not everything in Bitcoin is equally vulnerable. The hashing algorithm, the famous SHA-256, the one miners use, is much tougher to crack, at least for now. The weak spot is the signatures, the actual proof of ownership. Here's where it gets serious. Once you spend Bitcoin from an address, your public key gets revealed. That gives quantum attackers something to target. They can save that data today, and years later, once the machines are powerful enough, they can come back and unlock it. This is the so-called harvest now, decrypt later problem. And it's not small. Analysts estimate that 25 to 30% of all Bitcoin is sitting in these older, more vulnerable addresses. So how is the industry responding? The short answer, by building a quantum shield on multiple fronts. First, the standards. The US standards body, NIST, has spent years testing new cryptography built to withstand quantum computers. Their top picks are Crystal's Kyber for encryption and Crystal's Dilithium for digital signatures. Instead of the math Bitcoin uses today, these rely on latest based puzzles, which are problems that quantum computers don't have an efficient way to solve. Second, migration. Bitcoin can't just flip a switch. It has to move safely into new cryptography without breaking everything. That's why researchers are proposing pathways like QRAMP, the Quantum Resistant Address Migration Protocol. Think of it like an evacuation plan. Old coins in unsafe houses get moved into reinforced quantum safe homes before the storm arrives. Third, experiments. Some blockchains are already quantum ready. The Quantum Resistant Ledger, or QRL, launched with post-quantum signatures from day one. Quranium is experimenting with hybrid systems, combining today's elliptic curve cryptography with latest base security. These are test beds for what Bitcoin may one day adopt. Fourth, custody. Big players holding billions in Bitcoin don't want to wait. Companies like PK Shield and Chrome Technologies are building hardware and wallet systems that can generate quantum safe keys today. That means the moment new standards are finalized, institutions can pivot fast. And finally, governments. Some central banks are finding post-quantum blockchain research, not just for Bitcoin, but for digital currencies and financial infrastructure more broadly. Their fear isn't just stolen Bitcoin, it's attackers rewriting or forging transactions in the financial system. Now, put all this together and you get three main lines of defense. Number one, new standards, algorithms like Kyber and Dilithium. Two, migration pathways, evacuation plans like QRAMP. And finally, three, early adoption and testing, from blockchains like QRL to custody firms testing PQC wallets. This isn't a sudden meteor strike, it's a countdown clock. Whoever prepares first will set the rules for how digital value survives in the quantum age. Of course, none of this comes free. Quantum safe signatures usually mean bigger keys and slower performance. That makes transactions bulkier, blocks heavier, and potentially fees higher. There's also the coordination challenge. If only part of your Bitcoin migrates, you risk fragmentation. Some coins are safe, others still vulnerable. That kind of split could create chaos in the market. And then there's a timeline. Today's quantum machines only have hundreds or thousands of qubits, far below the millions needed to actually break Bitcoin. But progress is exponential. Some say the danger point is decades away. Others warn it could come much sooner. Move too late and trillions in value could be exposed. On the other hand, move too early and Bitcoin risks slowing itself down with unnecessary complexity. The quantum threat isn't science fiction anymore. It's a slow-moving but very real challenge. The Chronicle Journal calls this Bitcoin's quantum shield moment, and the good news is that solutions are already being tested. Now the real race is about coordination. Can Bitcoin shift billions in vulnerable coins into these quantum-safe addresses before the hardware catches up? For investors, here's what to watch. Migration proposals like QRAMP, adoption of PQC wallets, and whether custody firms move first. Because in the end, Bitcoin's resilience won't just be about price cycles or adoption curves. It will be about whether its cryptography can stand the test of time, even in the quantum era. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget the like button to share the video to colleagues, friends and family. And if you haven't done so already, to please subscribe to this channel, as I regularly publish some interesting videos such as these, like Bitcoin, blockchain technology and the future of finance. So till next time.